guys? Welcome back. What are we going to look at? We're going to look at Stock Ale from Guinness, a beer that I refer to as the darkest beer with no flavor that you could waste your money on. So this one is a Stock Ale aged in billet bourbon barrels, weighs in at 10%. Stock Ale is a blend of an imperial stout and a barley wine, which are both aged in bullet bourbon barrels. Roasty and chocolate with chocolatey notes of sweet dark fruit. So, and I'm going to open it up with the Second Amendment, which works perfectly. So why anybody'd want to mess with it is beyond me. Well, I can tell from the pour, it is dark, but it is not going to pass the light test. First setting is the Hornet Fixer mode, Firefly. Low, and we've already had a fail. Now, as long as it holds up to some. It does have the sweet notes of the dark fruits, and doing my best to not piss off Mr. Holster. Cheers. Okay, it does not have a really heavy mouthfeel. Now, I've never wanted to waste an imperial stout by diluting it with a barley wine. Overall, I'm not really a big fan of the barley wines. Huge fan of imperial stouts. It does have good flavor. I mean, right up front, you notice a sweetness. Almost a milk chocolate comes on, and then it kind of like the barley wine and the big like, I don't know if it's like red grapes, you know, kind of in between the meat of the grape and the skins of the grape for that flavor. Light raisin, apricot, that kind of thing going on. It's drinkable. I mean, I gave a pretty good chug on there. You know, if Scott was here, I'd probably be looking over and he'd be starting the second one right now, and I'd be getting ripped on. No booziness. A little bit of a, on the back of your throat, of an alcohol warming. Other than that, okay, I noticed that evidently there's even a few of you that I did not think followed this train wreck over here. So the comments were well beyond the average brew review, and I'm sure it's because a lot of people wanted to weigh in about Mr. Holster. So without further ado, let's get straight on to the comments. First was a Smile Money. Wow. Second, sane first, was NIHAP. Brandon Bearded CB, well, some odd reason not playing for me. Let me retry. Bearded CB, okay, time to watch. Trap Town SIC. Just checking that. I am not subbed to that. I am not subbed to his channel. He does not, or she does not show. This channel has no videos. Okay, well, just in case you do. Maybe I'm the first to subscribe. Remember, you're first. Great stuff. Would you like to be YouTube friends? Followed immediately with Trap Town again saying lovely content. Keep it up. Would you like to be YouTube friends? Okay. Too soon. But, okay, we're friends, okay? Okay.
You fake news.
I'm just kidding. Whoa. Hello. Back to you. I carry one, as Mr. Holster would say, to the sunny slopes of long ago. I'm drinking to that. Yeah. I think the best thing that any of us could possibly do for Mr. Holster is the fact that as long as we all remember him and share stories and flat out miss him, he truly will never be gone. Now, having said that, he leaves behind Katie, Mrs. Holster, and with that said, I know our group will continue to help. That's just the way we are, and it would. Scotsman, I'm sure you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but it just seems like we have our group has not been able to catch a break now for more than a couple of years. You know, yeah, there's been a few developments, and I don't know. Scotsman is went to bat with a company so that we could possibly get Secret Squirrel 2 finished off. Me and John and Jim talked about it, and we have it narrowed down to a couple different companies. And at this point in time, I really don't care if we ended up with 4 of them. We just I'll just have stuff for future projects. So at this point in time, but we openly admit that Justin, if Justin was here, he knows that we still continuously push to help Justin's final mission, and we do what we can. And there's people amongst this group. One of the strongest advocates for suicide and helping people is David Brown. The man gives out his personal phone number. If you have a problem, call. Anybody that knows me, for God's sakes, my phone goes into. I can't stop staring at that ass. I'm sorry. I'll just try to focus on. See, the ass is much smaller over here, but if I just squirrel, yeah, I just, we still are always in the fight for Justin, and anybody that knows me, knows that if you have my number, and for some reason you have some moment of weakness or some bad thoughts, please call me or somebody else. But David Brown, he's, and I know he doesn't give a flying fuck, quote unquote. He had some girl that he knew through purchasing a couple of his books, Start Talking Dark, and he wanted to be able to help her, and she didn't want to give up the information, and he kept her on the phone. He kept her on the phone line, and he was able to pull some records for where the book that he sent to her went, but it turned out that she had moved when the courtesy call arrived for a health and well-being visit. She wasn't there, so that sly little dog, he's like, at that point in time, he's just like, I don't care if she hates me forever, but if she's going to do something, or anybody's going to do something bad, I'm going to get them the help. And more than likely, down the road, someone like that should be your best friend, because life is short. Life is precious. And I don't want to, again, I know I have spent time with Mr. Holster, and I know what he is like, and I want to do everything I can for what Scott's wishes were, and it's not to sit here and get all weepy and down because, you know, if I started to act like that around him, I got that look. So I celebrate who he is and who he was, and David Brown, you just keep up what you do. Long story short, what he did is she was talking some pretty dark stuff, and he informed her that his third book is done, Little White Lie, and wanted to send her one for free, and she gave up the address. And she is still alive. So all I can say is I know. Well, I don't know, because I personally don't understand the whole thought process. I've had it strike on my own doorstep, dealing with dark thoughts and talking of suicide, and I personally don't get it. I personally want more. A great line from one of my favorite movies, Blade Runner. I want more life, fucker. Rutger Hauer at the end of Blade Runner. So when people start talking like that, to me, I want to help. I want to help out. I'm not going to, you're an idiot, those kind of thoughts. I mean, I'm not going to say stuff like that. But me personally, and I've made this comment to you guys, if for some reason you find out that I off myself, it was a murder. I would. You know what? I want more. I want more life, fucker. Period. So, again, though, if you're struggling, call me. Get a hold of me. Get a hold of David Brown. Find David on Facebook. He goes out of his way to try to help anybody that needs it. And if anybody knows about needing help, it's him. That was half-hearted picking on you, David. I mean, you're talking to a guy that knows all too well the dark side of the psyche. I mean, he sat with a firearm in his hand wanting to end it. And David, I'm so glad you didn't. I couldn't ask for a better friend, a mentor, in a sick, really perverted, demented kind of way, a father figure. Hey, Dad. Multi-gunman Mr. Holster was a good guy, and you got 5 thumbs up for that. Oh, and I carry one. See, that's what I love about this group over here. Everybody interacts with each other. That's why I constantly say, if we had an opportunity, I don't know, craft a palooza, drink a palooza, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, we figure out how many people are going to come, and everybody that shows up, maybe bring your favorite beer and enough to share. If it turns out it's something stupidly expensive, like say, I'm like, okay, Ben Paddle Double Black is my favorite. Okay, maybe everybody doesn't get 12 ounces. I mean, I don't want it to be a really expensive thing, but it'd be a great opportunity for this group to get together. I mean, I like guns, but the best part, honestly, the best part, and of course I've said this endlessly, the best part of Shoot-A-Palooza wasn't the time that we were out shooting. It was never the most fun part of being together. It was sitting in that backyard around the fire pit, busting each other's balls. Because even some of the chicks have balls. Big ones. Brandon again, Bearded CB. Minute and 30 on the button. He would be proud, or at least less likely to give you shit. Oh yeah, minute and 30 for my first drink. Unfortunately, I now know why my communiques towards the end went nowhere. He, like when I found out that Mr. Holster left the hospital to go home, I knew it was done. I knew it was done. I'm honestly shocked that he fought it as long as he did. Like he said, I think he actually told you guys in a video, but he was like, I know the only reason they're giving me an ounce of hope is because on the first of the year the insurance thing renews and the deductible starts again. I hate to say it, but he was 100% right. Sometimes those blood sucking, that our healthcare system is just fucked. I mean, it needs to be fixed. I just, in my own world here, if I told you, and this is provided, this is supposedly, I don't think it's 100% matched, but it is. Well, it might be, but I don't know. I can't. Let's just say, Christine has medical for the two of us provided through her job, and it's something we have to buy, and the amount of money that we pay, she pays, that she has deducted out of her check every single month for just me and her on her policy is the equivalent to 4 years of family coverage for the entire year. 4 years of coverage. When I couldn't even tell you what the date would have been. I know my babies. I know Samantha would have been 2 or 3 years old. So let's just say, 20 years ago. It would have been less than 20 years ago. Let's, for the sake of argument, say 20 years ago. 20 years ago, for what we pay for 1 month right now, just her, and supposedly the company is matching something in there. 1 month gets the same as what I used to get for the entire family for 4 years, and the deductible was like $500 a year. Now it's like $5,000 or $6,000 for the year. And when I go to get meds, I'm lucky if there's anything paid at all. It's like the whole thing is just a gigantic bullshit scam. It's unreal. I honestly think most of the people where she works have no idea, because it's not a Captain Obvious thing. She asked for a complete breakdown of her payroll and was like, oh my God. Let's just say that I've seen commercials for Mercedes-Benz, Range Rover, and Tesla, and a couple other high-end manufacturers that the lease on one of those, on a high-end car, was less. Don't tell me the fucking system isn't a ripoff. Foodmaster 2, he will be missed. Such a nice man. I can still hear his laugh and his energetic laugh. Rest in peace, my friend. Cheers. Clyde, that's 1 hour and 12 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Celebrate the fact that he's looking down and having one with you. He is no longer in pain, and he can see all of his Western heroes along with his friends and family. God only takes the good and and he has a plan for Mr. Holster. Scott will be missed. Prayers for Mr. Holster and Jack. Crazy Scotsman, whiskey. Mr. Holster will be missed, but never forgotten. My liver's going to be forgotten, that's what I got to say. Scotsman, I'm only doing this shit for you. You know, I'm not gonna, Scotsman. I'm not doing this for you. You know, when this is gone forever. And kind of like with Justin, I think I want to save that. I tell you what, though, I will put it in the higher end of what I have in the collection. The Old Cavalier Single Barrel Straight Bourbon Whiskey that I got from Jules. Scotsman, Mr. Holster, Jack. Cheap old gun guy. As the fellow once said, ain't that a kick in the head? A man among men. Rest in peace, Mr. Holster. Thank you, cheap old gun guy. Smile money. They think Dale Earnhardt loosened his seatbelt to be able to look back and block drivers trying to pass. Either way, it was a loss, but... Hey, I heard, now I'm drawing a blank. Jeremy? Yeah, David Brown would know. Any of you huge NASCAR people would know. I heard he, I thought I heard on the news that he left the hospital. I'm like, really? You know, if we had more time for this, I'd look it up right now, but when I saw that crash, real cool burnout. Rest in peace, Scott, a.k.a. Mr. Holster. My prayers for his family in this time. Yeah, I'm hoping that Mrs. Holster will let me know, and it's quite a trek, but depending on when the funeral is, hopefully on a weekend. Smile money, peppery notes, fa la la, da re mi. What flavor is gusto? And glad I didn't have a heavily fiery burn. You don't have a fire extinguisher handy, laugh out loud. Then he had oak and a nutty vanilla. It is a Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Actually, I do have I don't have a traditional fire extinguisher, but I know in the gray pack, I have to get past the reloading station, and I got Project 1, Project Secret Squirrel, and Project number 2 kind of laid out on the bench, and right now I think I just need to scoop them all up and put them in a frickin' box, because I don't think any of them are going to be, except for Secret Squirrel. But I'm looking at my gray pack, and I know in the gray pack I have a fire extinguisher in it. It was part of a battle box, and it's mainly made to be open, and you just you toss it into the fire, and its own basically explosion puts out the fire. It's kind of like Joey at a truck stop. Real cool burnout. Taco John's is nasty anywhere you go. I currently live in the birthplace of Taco John's. I can't apologize enough for their disgusting food. EMT Railfan, another good one taken by the fucking disease. In the time that it took you to read this, that makes 15 seconds of your life that you'll never, ever get back again. Rest in peace, Mr. Holster. You're no longer in pain, and you're in the mansion on the hill. EMT Railfan, nicely put. Poco Loco, present and unaccounted for. David Brown, I was going to say that. What? I have no idea. That was, not only was that yesterday, but there was alcohol involved. J-Dog, the butter ones are okay. All Walmart had, since I have found the seasoned ones, and yes, way better. Oh yeah. He's referring to the butter and garlic spindles. Not knocking them, because he brought snacks with him, mainly because he also had to drive, so he needed a, if you've seen J-Dog, he needed to bulk up a little. Actually, J-Dog has lost a bunch of weight. But you can't change the fact that when he walks into my basement, he's got a Poco Loco. Stop, okay? Just stop. Technically, Poco, this bourbon is finished in rum barrels. So that's the closest Poco Loco, to facilitate your fantasy of calling out a rum shot and getting me to participate, is going to probably require getting my hands on something I believe like the Appleton Estates. There's so many other good things I could spend the money on, that I know I'd have at least a 50-50 chance of liking. So even though I have been told by multiple people, and the one that I give the most credit to is Jay from Elite Ammunition, that the Appleton Estates, and I have had it in my hand. I think there's three different levels of awesomeness that I had over at Keyport Liquors, and it was like, I failed on committing. John Solar, glad we got him on the radio for a full show. Yes. Oh, and the other thing, there's there's a lot of them, but John Solar, me and you and maybe a couple of close friends might be interested in going in on some portable drives, and maybe a little bribery. Some portable drives and a cup. Well, see, God, that's not going to work anymore because John has stopped drinking. Yes, John Solar has stopped drinking. What an idiot! After going through everything he's gone through, he decided that his son was more important than alcohol. God, what a loser. Got to find something to bribe John with. I know it. I'm just kidding because he's going to see this and go, "There's no need to bribe." We need to invest in whatever it takes for some portable hard drives, and John will get every single Mr. Holster video off of his channel. Now, I know Scott got sick by the fucking C word very fast, because I know that his plans were to delete his channel, and his channel is still up, and a whole bunch of people went over and gave the rest in peace on his last video that he has up. But I know that he wanted to just delete it before he was gone. So I know there's other things in the works that got caught quickly. You know, he had working projects with Crazy Scotsman, Jim, and myself. And I know with mine, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to move forward on it now. But I know it had to have happened faster than he was planning on, because I know for a fact that he wanted to delete his channel. Just like with Ed's channel and Justin's channel, John Solar has archived them. If YouTube pulls them down, we have Justin and Ed forever. So, might think about doing the same thing with Mr. Holster. Mr. 27, sorry to hear about the loss of a good guy. Raise up a shot of whiskey. Will that do? My liver called and it told me to tell you to whoa. Matt Davis. We lost a great man. Last of the old guard. My thoughts and prayers to his family. Seriously, you know, in a way, I regret not being your stereotypical YouTuber and having a freaking GoPro on my head when I pulled into the ranch and walking around with a camera. But my time with Scott and Katie and Christine was our time, and I'm sorry that I'm selfish, and I'm sorry that in a way I'm actually sorry that I didn't do more, because his areas where he did all his recording is literally like walking, like getting on Route 61 and seeing a sign that said historic place where cowboys hung out or something like that. And his area, I mean, he recorded, he's got the area where the bar was, he had his office, the tack room, which at one point in time was a legitimate tack room, and he had it converted. I'd call it the gun area. I mean, what you guys see in the from the camera's point of view just doesn't do it any justice. Antique planes and woodworking stuff hanging. The walls were completely covered with his Western motif and his Western celebrities, and every single one of his firearms had a hook on the wall with a range bag specifically for that firearm. And in there was all, like, at least 10 mags if it was a semi-automatic, and then in the safes he had, and what was left of the collection. But you know, he cared more about Mrs. Holster, and just couldn't justify spending basically her future on a chance that one of these meds would work for him. So, but old guard, you could not meet a guy that was, you know, if you watch his videos and you say to yourself, I think I know who Scott, Mr. Holster, is, you're probably right, because the person that you see in those videos is the person that he is. He had a heart a mile wide. He would try to do what he could, but cowboy through and through, you know, the farm first, the animals, taking care of the animals. I don't care if it's 32 degrees below zero, he's gonna go out go out 3 times a day or more and put hay for the horses and make sure that the cows and everything are taken care of, and the dogs have their time, and just like I said, he's to me, he is the persona of Clint Eastwood's spaghetti western characters in real life, kind of moderned up. You know, he was a detective and done private investigator work, and just a fantastic person. David Brown, if you had the opportunity to meet him a few years back, you definitely would have book-worthy material. Probably still do. Cobra, clear your palate first. I am constantly telling my GIMP to do this. Matt Davis, eradication sounds good. Yeah. Clyde, the Two-Hearted Shivas Club. There's a name for you. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to link an honor to the two of them together. Yeah, you're on something. Real Coburno, water. I think your liver needs a break. Laugh out loud. Bobby. He will be missed. Thanks for sharing tonight. God bless, brother. Bobby. God bless you too, my friend. Mule. Steve. Another member of my family. Cheers, Mr. Holster. Bobby again. By the way, we miss you. We miss how he would 100% take the time to comment back. Most of all, his dad jokes. I will miss, him blasting rutabagas. Yeah, what did he have against rutabagas? Johnny Concho. You know, to actually grow something just so that you could blast it. Johnny Concho, so sad to hear about the passing of Mr. Holster. Johnny. Shark ZF6. You some bitch, I know you have to be hovering out there and you just don't comment all the time. I appreciate just knowing that you're here. Another person that someday, shut up. Someday it would be such an honor for me and Christine, and of course right now we don't have a motorcycle, let alone 2 of them, but Christine is like you. She is that frickin' black and orange Harley runs through her veins, and she wants a Harley so badly, and if we don't make this happen soon, the geriatric center is not going to allow us to have motorcycles, and she refuses to even consider the trike possibilities, but to actually be able to get on a couple of bikes and ride out to you and spend a weekend. Shark. Cheers to Scott. Downs shot of 4 Roses small batch. I love you, man, but I'm not gonna cry because I don't want to get my ass kicked when I see you again either. And he would. J-Dog to the sunny slopes of long ago. Oh, I should have made up a I should have made up a batch of some of that shit that he was making up. Zeus, Mr. Holster was a man with great taste and tons of character. He lived a life most can't even dream of. Cheers to the life of our brother, Mr. Holster. Trees a blowin'. Dawn. Mr. Holster was a fun guy to listen to. He will be missed. Thought and prayers to Mrs. Holster and the family. Rest in peace, our friend. Absolutely. Don. You too, Don. Don't fucking die, okay? McLean, 5179. Bro, I'm 44 and had to register with Selective Service. Eric, I want the boy back. Are you talking about Matt? Steven, everything is better than you're the weenie. Stormy Coyote. 1. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Holster. We're all going to walk the path someday, so might as well enjoy life while we can. 2. Try Appleton Estate 12-year rum. It's not spiced like Captain Morgan. Yeah, I know, I hear that. 3. Taco John's in my town is actually really good. That sucks that the one in Duluth are as bad as you say. Oh, not just Duluth, Superior too. We have, do we have 2? Now, see, for me, and it really sucked, because when you get the urge for Mexican, it's like 10-minute to 15-minute drive in that direction, a 10 or 15-minute drive in that direction, or like 5 seconds from my house is Taco John's, and they suck. But we do, most of our projects lately have been in Superior, Wisconsin. I know it seems kind of weird. I mean, I went through this when I had the window replaced on my truck. I was like, hey, can you just have your mobile guy just come to the job site and take care of it in the morning, and that way it's all ready for when I drive it home that night? Oh, sure. Where are you? Superior, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah. We're going to have the guy from Eau Claire, Wisconsin come up and do your window. Let me get this straight. If I shot a flare straight into the air, the windshield company just down the street from here right now would see it when I was working over in Superior, but you're going to have a guy come from like 100 miles away to replace the window? Oh yeah, you must be a Democratic company. It turns out when I talked to the guy that actually came and replaced the windows in both of our vehicles, he said that yeah, they may try to do that, but when the call got put in to the one an hour from here, they just call us and say, listen, you're like 7 minutes. A state away, but 7 minutes drive. You need to do this. Stephen again. I am one of 4 people I believe I would be. I am one of 4 people? I see. Context. Wade, Mr. Holster, a good man, gone too soon. Loved his stories about Jack and the Mossberg shockwave. Prayers for his family. Again, life is too frickin' short. Wade, if we do not get the opportunity to bump uglies, I am going to be so upset. Or you will be, because who knows? Who knows? Who knows how much time we have? Why? That's why I wonder why there's so many bitter, fucking, stupid individuals on this planet when they act like life goes on forever. It doesn't. That's why I have always enjoyed making and having friends. Make friends and keep them. Except for Stephen Bush, he's a douchebag. Stephen Bush, I will randomly unsub people when my priorities of time changes. Nobody that I am currently sub to here, just cars, tech, and game channels. See, he's just a bitter person. Stephen again. You poop to the sound of my sexy voice and gorgeous face makes me proud. Jorn! Good God, Jorn, seriously. Jorn says, who the fuck wants the orange-faced Donald Trump on a $100 bill? I'll take him over Obama, or Bernie. Please burn it, my American friend. And by the way, Bernie Sanders will not take your weapons away from you people who treat your weapons with respect and use them for hunting, target shooting, and all of that. So please relax a bit over there. And then he has a link to, I'm sure it's one of his videos.
Let's begin, Anderson, by understanding that Bernie Sanders has a D- voting record from the NRA. Let's also understand that back in 1988, when I first ran for the United States Congress, way back then, I told the gun owners of the state of Vermont, and I told the people of the state of Vermont, a state which has virtually no gun control, that I supported a ban on assault weapons. And over the years, I have strongly supported instant background checks, doing away with this terrible gun show loophole, and I think we've got to move aggressively at the federal level in dealing with the straw man purchases. Also, I believe, and have fought for, to understand that there are thousands of people in this country today who are suicidal, who are homicidal, but can't get the health care that they need, the mental health care.
Well, actually, some of what he says I disagree with, but Jorn, I could never vote for a person who openly wants socialism. Socialism has failed everywhere that it has been tried. You're a great example of someone that I've stayed friends with, because it's not politically, but no. Again, I've made this comment. If somebody that I support, like Donald Trump, does not make me happy about the Second Amendment, everybody else that is going to be thrown to the altar of politics right now is only going to get worse. And the fact is, the only person that is going to support, well, there's two actually, the only two people that are going to support gun control in this country are the government, because they have a secret agenda, and they know that once they have to take our guns, because if they implemented what they want to, we would kill them. Rightfully so. We will annihilate, we will remove. They are a tyrannical government, and they deserve to not exist. The other group are the suckers. The suckers that have been conned into believing the people that say we need gun control. You can pick, isn't it pretty hype, is it, what's the word I'm looking for now? Cynical, whatever word you want to use in there. That the group that is telling you we need to have gun control, and how many babies per day do they murder? How many babies per day do they murder? That's right. Shut the fuck up. (1911) USA. Rest in peace, Mr. Holster. Jolson, this video needs more cowbell. Tardisia said it's not in the budget. I say, unfortunately, well, here, we can do this. We can go even bigger on the secret code. If you're new at all to the channel, there's a few extremely good friends and family members that appreciate and love the cowbell. On the other hand, there's just as many that despise the cowbell. So when I go like this, they know to hit the fast forward or mute button, and if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and your loved one is right there and you're wearing earbuds, It's about to get loud. So the secret code was, when you see this, take measures. I'm not exactly sure where Mr. Holster fell on the whole cowbell thing, but Jolson, Terdicius. Jolson, yesterday I went and watched a lot of Mr. Holster videos. It helped me with the process. I will still miss Scott. Jolson, I know exactly how you feel, because before turning the camera on, I was watching this video.
Because I don't want to walk all the way to the other building.
When he, and of course, having been there, I know that he is, in fact, in Katie's office when he did that video. But he normally records in another building, and Katie's office is in the main ranch. Terdicius, sorry to hear about Mr. Holster. He deserved much more cowbell than he got. Smile Money, your finger will not be able to keep up with the high rate of fire. Magazine after magazine. Well, I could have somebody rub it. Oh, sorry. I could have some... Now, if I kept my finger nice and warm, it would actually speed up the whole... Jolson, skip to 24 minutes and 35 seconds for the first sip, Mr. Holster. That is not true. Salty Shellback, here's to Scott. J. Rob, rest in peace, Mr. Holster. You gave many folks a smile when they needed one. Absolutely. J. Rob, I have no idea who you are, but just in case you ever do a video, I want to know about it. Cheers, my friend. Saharan Highwind, you sneaky, you bastard, you. This is a friend of mine. I ordered a professional set as opposed to what, the novice set? Yes, he's talking about the lockpick set. The transparent lock came with a pick set, but they came on like a snap out credit card thing, and the set that I ordered is more like what... Fuck you. Yeah, it's a goddamn professional set. I'll be like one step away from being a professional lockpick thief or whatever. I'm actually getting them in case I lose my keys. Jolson, Eric, I could give you my practice lock. If you want to bring it, we can try it, but otherwise I just practice on a real lock, because they're all obviously different. The one that I watched, that one that I have that's on the... Oh, excuse me, that's a completely different key. EMT Railfan, I may not get to watch all of your videos right away, but I watch every single one of them beginning to end. I don't comment on them all, but I watch them. AdSense screwed me over long ago. Got a whole whopping $14 accumulated when they told me that I couldn't have it. Fuck them. I was gonna get paid. I was gonna get paid this month. Yeah. No, the fix isn't in for any. In this particular case, the one idiot out there. The fix isn't in by YouTube. You're right. Jolson, the two-hearted Ed Sunny Slopes Club needs more cowbell. I'm kind of digging the ring of that up to the cowbell part. Jolson, get some tinfoil on the teacup, sweetheart. I think you owe Mr. Holster a 21 gun salute. Yeah. The thing is we need me and you and like 19 other people, and they need to be single-action cowboy guns. Crazy Scotsman, an amazing friend, a great man. Family doesn't cover it. He knows he is loved by many and will never be forgotten. Scotsman, I think the after party needs some West Texas dust. A fine tribute to my humble opinion. West Texas dust. Spa money. Richmond Democrats who won control of Virginia's legislature on the promise of sweeping gun control lost a battle over assault weapon bans on Monday, handing Governor Ralph Northam a big defeat and giving a rare win to the Second Amendment activities in the new blue capital. They were elected because of mass shootings at the municipal building in Virginia. Good. And I hope it stays that way. Thank you, Smile Money. This just in from Smile Money. Mr. 27, hey Eric, your cowbell is giving the libtards PTSD. Where are we? Oh, God, good. I mean, that's too bad. Where? Oh, shit. Why am I not surprised? I knew there was going to be more comments, and I truly appreciate it. This is the one time, and the one time only, Mr. 27. If there truly was 200 comments, and the majority of them had something about Mr. Holster, I would stand here proudly all night and read them. It would just take forever for this to upload. Sharky from across the big pond. A toast for Mr. Holster. Yet another who sadly left us too soon. May he smack talk you in the afterlife. Fine cowgirl brew babe to honor our fallen callboy. All she was missing was the hat. I figured what she's doing is she's standing and watching the horse. So that's why I went with a non sort of. I just in my brain, she's a cowgirl. Mr. 27, hey Google, is the nasty C word cunt?
Sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Hey Google, what does cunt mean?
Here's the definition of vulgar slang. A woman's genitals.
Hey Google, is there a way to turn off that editing part where you won't say bad stuff?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that yet.
Hey Google, how do you say go fuck yourself in Russian?
In Russian, you would say "Иди на".
Hey Google, how do you say go fuck yourself in Chinese?
In Chinese, that's
自己动手.
Mr. 27. Hey. Gillian. Scott, a.k.a. Mr. Holster, was indeed a great man for sure, and I will miss him very much. Sharky. The Virginia gun ban thing got benched in their Senate. Dems will probably put it back into play next year, if they live. Jay from Elite Ammunition. Appleton, some of the best in the world. Okay, I'm just going to have to suck it up and get someone I can. Cadillac V. So sorry, man. Cadillac V. He was a great man. Sharky again. The Two-Hearted Ed Club could be the club of three honoring Ed, Scott, and Justin. My inspiration came from Roman Triumvirate, which in essence was the group of three ruling Rome, Caesar, Pompey, and Cassius. That was deep. Reloading from the Hot Pocket. Dude, I didn't think you followed this shit show over here. See, I'm not even subbed over here. Let me fix that. I apologize. When was your last video? A week ago? I don't think the Ebomi channel is getting notified of your new videos. I did not see... See, I did not get a set of the Fiatchi Glock replacement night sights. I know they're the ones that... they're not tritium. They charge off of light. But now, Christine's HK does the same thing, and they're actually pretty badass. They last for quite a while. And... reloading from the Hot Pocket, thank you. That is the last comment in real time. Now we go to the Club of Three. I do like that, Sharky. Honoring Ed, Scott, and Justin. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be optimistic. Here's my guess. 7 people in the club. Hitting the button. 4. Wow, I almost missed it by half. My bad. Bearded CB Brandon. 2 hearted ale time. Cheers to Mr. Holster. Whiskey in his honor, please, sir. Well, Justin, sorry, Brandon, how can I not honor that? Whiskey in his honor. See, Mr. Holster was a fan of whiskey. It's just when he started doing all the meds and stuff, he had to go in a completely different direction. Brandon, my friend, and I watched your camping. I don't know if you could quite call it winter. I don't know if you mentioned in the video how cold it was, but it was cold enough that snow was staying on the ground. I just don't know. I just don't know if I could do it. I mean, if we were going out and we were like putting up a shelter where 1 minute it's 32 degrees or less, and then the next minute it's so freaking hot you want to open the door, that'd be something different. But Brandon, in respects to another one of our fallen brothers, not only a true patriot, a true American, and a man from the past living in our time, the sense of honor that Scott, Mr. Holster, had, I know no equal. Joey, 2-hearted club time. Smile money. It is drinking time again. I think it may be time for juicing again. Lent is coming up. No giving up rum alone fools... No, giving up rum alone fools no one. yeah. Smile money. I'm gonna give up rum. That still leaves everything else. And as of 45 minutes ago, wow, So many of you have been notified yet. 45 minutes. The last in is Joey. In honor of Mr. Holster, I called whiskey. And I will be doing the shot from John Wayne shot glass that he gave me. This is not a goodbye, but so long until next time. I was always hoping his cousin Jimmy would show up in New York one day. Man, that would have been classic. Only you, Joey. Only you, Joey. Okay. I'm going to hit the, let's see, stereotypical of the club. We're missing the Rickover Burnout. He's probably still working, so I forgive him for that. And Stalker Steve, I'm not sure exactly when Stalker Steve gets home, but right now he's probably cruising the elementary schools in his van with the big sign that says free candy on the side. So I understand. So the last in is Joey Cuz, 50 minutes ago. So the brew review is an hour and 6 minutes, and Joey was here way back at the beginning. So cheers, guys. And like I said, I don't know how many people might or may have the opportunity. If I find out anything about any services for Scott, I will pass it on. If like locally, if it happens to fall, I mean, who am I kidding? One person in particular, who will remain nameless, David Brown. It doesn't really matter what day of the week it is, but if it works out, maybe see if a few of us can pile in the Honda and head down if there's any services that we can go to. I don't know what's planned. If I find anything out, I will let you know. Other than that, guys, only because it's happened before, I turn the camera off and I click one last time and go, oh, that just sucks that you missed it. Oh, Joey, you stand as the last. I'm going to take this upstairs. And cheers, guys. And we will see you, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. What's tomorrow?